3-bet incoming. People wanted to see this matchup. Dur versus Action Dan. Action Dan with a hand that can consider 4-bet out of frequency here deep. Let's see if he pulls the trigger. I like this. And 6-5 suited. A hand that plays extremely well versus a 4-bet range. When you 3-bet this hand, it pretty much never folds. Unfortunately for Tom, his suit is dominated. But we're certainly going to see a flop here. All right, Magic, please. Let's see 3 cards. Almost 90K.
What is it? Magic?
Oh. And both players flop hearts. Action Dan in a 4-bet pot, certainly going to start with a bet. The jacks mostly are going to favor the in-position player, but not enough so that's going to slow down from a bet from Dan.
31,000.
Roughly 3rd pot.
You had a fun run in Chicago, the Jordan team. Doesn't get better. Doesn't get better.
Must have been nice, Steve. I don't remember it at all.
How old are you? Do you mind me asking?
I do mind asking. I'll tell you. I'll tell you with my face. I'm going to be 40s.
You feel the tension brewing just a little bit.
Raise it.
What are the commentators saying right now?
115. 115.
I like this raise. Action Dan very likely to be range betting flop. And this raise knocks out hands like Ace King, no heart, hands like King Queen that are just range betting flop, trying to represent. It also acknowledges the Jack X advantage that generally will be in Tom Dwan's favor. But unfortunately for Dur, Action Dan's going nowhere. 318,000 going to a turn. Lock in. Brick to the board. However, Broadway card. Also makes it less likely that Queen Jack suited is present. Only one combination left. That is the Queen Jack of Spades. Knuckle.
All right, check, check.
When it goes check, check on turn, Action really favors Dan on this river. He's the only one that potentially has aces, at least in full. Dur left with 6 high in a 300K pot. Does he pull the trigger? Would be targeting hands like kings. Knuckle. Action Dan wins it, 318,000. Dur with a sigh of relief that the heart did not come.
Could have been painful.
Interesting if you would have bet the river.
What are you going to do?
Fun's good.
Do you know he didn't call?
Yeah.
Say that again. Does he bets a river, he's going to be annoyed and call.
4,000.
Dur. 50 big blinds effective this hand.
What's your playing, Tom? think it's right around 200.
This is not an unreasonable hand to 3-bet, actually, when your opponent's
195
really
more,
shallow.
roughly.
Nonetheless, flicks in the call.
Check.
Could donk here sometimes. Chooses to check. I actually really like donking this hand with Dan's specific holding. Nonetheless, check.
12,000.
And check raise is certainly an option here that I think Dan is going to prefer most of the time. Combination of who Dan is plus his hand class. Uptown.
31,000. A little bit.
There's a breeze. So it's like sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's not.
Never coming off the ocean. Warmer if you win or colder?
This is a brick to the board. If Dirt didn't believe Dan initially, there's not much that has changed. Dirt does block some value. 7-5, 5-4. He blocks with his specific holding. Unblocks the bluffs, hands like 8-9, 6x holdings like Dan has, as well as clubs. Might decide to hero this down.
85 large.
Pot size bet. Certainly doesn't have the worst of bluff catchers, to be completely honest. Dan is not repping a naked 7 anymore,
I feel
as
like you got shit, but I got kind of shit myself. But I beat real shit.
gets it done. Dan.
I had a pair.
That's good.
Did I tell you my goal for today?
All right, Lawrence back. Good luck.
Give a speech like that and then go on.
Well, I can. I mean, it's only 70K more. It's not like it matters.
No, but that's what I want. That's what
I
I'm.
can be saying I have real
That's
shit.
what I
and
want
I'm
to put
like,
in my
you know,
speech.
pair
Speech.
something
It is
like
what it
that.
is.